Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Garbage Mice podcast, the podcast where we collect kidney stones for the Infinity Gauntlet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is my third energy drink for the day. Isn't that right, Retsante?
Yep, you're going to be producing all those rocks. We're going to have Infinity Gauntlets for everyone in our server.
I'm going to be wearing a necklace out of these rocks. You see, what happened is, I just finished the day off work. I was about to go sleep, like a normal person would. I made the mistake of checking Discord. Then this fucker's like, yo, we got to talk about idubbbz.
Yeah, we do. It's a very pressing topic. It's very important for the continuation of the human race.
Absolutely. You know, when we're talking about food shortages, economy collapsing, Mesopotamia is over, dude. Mesopotamia has been over for 10,000 years. No.
And it's Ian's fault.
Let's talk about that. I kind of agree with you, but let's elaborate. So, What's going on with idubbbz right now? I know what's going on, but come on, say it.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of forgot about a lot of it. I think that he's been in a little bit of trouble with the community because of a recent video that he made about his whole event.
Yeah, wasn't it that his girlfriend was doing OnlyFans? Yeah, I absolutely got mad at him over that. Like, dude, come on, you can't do that to yourself. You gotta have some honor.
Yeah, but just because idubbbz was a topic that was trending, I did actually go back and watch. I looked for some of the old Content Cop videos just because I wanted to see some of those, because I remember thinking they were all right. They weren't too fantastic, they weren't that great, but I do remember liking some of them. And turns out a bunch of them just aren't on YouTube anymore. Like, they got taken down off idubbbz's channel.
Of course they did. Of course he took them down.
I think the Keemstar and the Tana one are the only ones left, like out of the recent ones at least. Like, there were some before the Keemstar one that no one really cares about, but the Leafy one is gone and the Rice Gum one is gone.
I think the Leafy one was deleted by YouTube, though, so we can't blame idubbbz for it.
Oh, yeah. All of the ones that are gone were deleted by YouTube. I don't think he took any of them down because they were still getting views. Like, they're still making money. So that's why he would leave them up.
Well, fair point.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on the Tan and Mojo Content Cop?
I don't know. Going back all these years later and watching it, I really don't think it's aged very well. I think that there are a lot of problems with it that people either have just not noticed or not really cared to notice, because the reception on the video, even to this day, is very positive. Like, people look back on that video as one of his best that he's ever made. And what do you sound like you're across the map right now? What happened? Are you flying back to Syria?
What do you mean? I'm right there at the microphone. I'm not walking around my room like an absolute autist in the middle of recording. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
You're getting up and walking around in the middle of a podcast. What are you doing?
Too much caffeine, dude.
Oh, man.
Sorry, go ahead.
But first thing I looked up, just because I was curious, I wanted to know when or how old Tana was at the time that the video came out, because like, she's fairly young. She's only like 2 years older than we are. And I looked it up, and she was 18 when the Content Cop on her got released. idubbbz usually takes, like, he said before that he takes months to make a Content Cop. Like, the Leafy one took him almost a year. So that means there's a good chance that idubbbz started working on that video when she was a minor, when she was 17.
Is he like 25 at the time, at least? Like, now he's 30.
Yeah, no, he was also like in his mid-20s at the time. But the point that I'm making is that I think that anything that you do when you are that young, because he was using clips, like, she was already like still a teenager, and he was using clips that were a couple years old at the time. So, like, he's showing clips of her from when she was like 13 and 14 on live streams, yelling the N-word at people, literally having a Keemstar moment, yelling the N-word on a live stream. And he's using that as this prime example of hypocrisy. And it's like, I really don't agree with that. I don't think that that's hypocritical to look back at yourself when you were that young, a couple years later when you've matured a little bit, and regret the things that you did when you were in middle school and high school.
To be fair, the change even between 17 and 18, or even 17 and 19, is huge.
Yeah, the change between 13 and 18 is that's an astronomical difference.
You're not this it's literally the change between
you're hardly
the
same person.
Yeah, it's literally the change between a child and not a child anymore.
Yeah, someone who's 13 is in middle school. Someone who's 18 has graduated high school. So it's a pretty big difference.
Someone who's 25 is at this point in the Middle East or in Europe or somewhere where people have a religion or faith or live normal lives, would have a family and 2 kids.
Yeah.
By 25. You get married 21, 22, you already have 2 kids. You're raising them. You're taking care of the job. You have a home.
Yeah.
And he's on YouTube making fun of 16, 17-year-olds for saying racial slurs.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, that's not even that bad. What I was also gonna talk about is that the things that Tana was being accused of, some of them were just kind of he was kind of poking fun at her for being a little cringy, which is understandable when you're a teenager and you broadcast so much of yourself online. I'm pretty grateful that a lot of the stuff I did online when I was that age has now been lost to time. Because if it were still publicly available, that I would not like that, to say the least.
Fair point.
But the points that he's making about her, the serious points, were that she's a hypocrite, and I should have written this down. I don't even remember the other ones. But the things that she was being accused of, pretty much every comedian is also guilty of. A lot of comedians on YouTube, and also actual comedians like stand-up comics, are guilty of exaggerating their stories. They do it to make it funnier. They do it to please the audience.
Gotta be honest, I haven't even heard that part of idubbbz story, or idubbbz video. Yeah. I don't remember the Tana Mojo video that well. I just remember the say the N-word part in a fucking live video.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, that was kind of funny.
I gotta give him credit for that one, that he was brave enough to go do that. Because I remember in the clip where he said that to her, 3 seconds prior to him saying that, there's some big buff black security guard standing right there. And dude, I think that if I were in that position and there's this huge black guy that could just pound me into the pavement, I think I would have just called it quits. I would have been like, thanks for the picture, bye-bye. I gotta give him credit for actually going through with that.
Yeah, well, that is unironically based.
Yeah.
To be honest. Say whatever you will about how fucking stupid and cringy he is nowadays. That was something good.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
But I guess the last thing I'll say about it is that there are tons of people that Ian could have picked to make the exact same points and to illustrate the exact same points about why you shouldn't be a hypocrite, why you shouldn't exaggerate your stories. There are a lot of better people that he could have picked to make that video on, and I think he picked Tana because she was an easy target. It's very easy to hate on this girl who is, sort of she's young and she's successful without really having any real talent.
Wait,
so
you really
it was an
think
easy
You really think that was the reason? You really think Ian would pick easy targets? Really? I don't think so. I think Ian really likes to punch up. I think he's that kind of guy.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I think she had less than 1 million subs at the time, so he was definitely punching down.
He's always punching down. That's his thing. You can say whatever you want about the Leafy video or the fucking Keemstar videos, but Leafy and Keemstar were already hated by a lot of people. It wasn't like he was, revealing anything new. It was just he was legitimizing the people who were already there.
Yeah. But I think that if Ian wanted to be more honest and pick a better target to illustrate his points, Ethan Klein would have been a much better example. Like Ethan Klein is a perfect example of almost every point made in that video, but there's no way that Ian would have picked him as a target, especially in 2017 when he was almost universally loved as like the good guy of the internet. Like he was up there with Boogie as like one of the most wholesome Reddit big chungus upduded people on the entire internet.
I don't think he was that like at that time he wasn't that hypocritical, I want to say.
I don't know. I think that even with the clips that were available at the time, he could have illustrated the points very well.
Maybe. I don't personally know. Look, all I remember is I have always disliked the content cops. I am not kidding. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm so cool, I was there before. No, I just never found him that funny or interesting. I really liked his Kickstarter crap. I really liked some of the videos he made on cringy kids. But the Leafy video? Dude, what I remember from the Leafy video are two things, right? I remember him just reiterating the things that Leafy did. Just narrating some of Leafy's videos. Where Leafy would be like, look at this guy with Down syndrome. And idubbbz would be like, look at this man making fun of a kid with Down syndrome. That's not cool. Like, yeah, fair. I just realized I have my window open. There's like a bus stop right across the street. Like, there's people who can hear me screaming and raving about bullying kids with Down syndrome. Fuck me, dude.
Oh, man.
Anyway, where was I?
Yeah, talking about Leafy.
Yeah, so Leafy, the Leafy content cop, yeah, either that or calling Leafy, look, he has a weak chin. He's extending his chin forward. Look at him hiding his chin behind the microphone. Like, I get the point he was trying to make. Oh, look at this guy. He bullies people for their physical appearance, but I'm gonna bully him for his physical appearance. But it's still not a very good point. It's still not funny, not interesting, not entertaining. The people who hated Leafy got a platform to be legitimized on. Congratulations. Boo fucking who. I want to watch YouTube. I want to watch a funny video. And the sad part is the content cops. This type of content, oh, let's just reiterate the things somebody has done and call it a YouTube video, has grown so much and has gotten so much worse. At least idubbbz did his own fucking scripts. At least idubbbz tried to make some comedy. Nowadays, there's all these videos about, oh, how about this old YouTuber you used to watch? And then you watch it, and it just says the same old shit with no insight, with no proper, I don't know, conversation about it. There's no proper thesis. It's just pumped out shit. You see these videos with, like, the drawn faces and the Wojaks. There's this guy, Sunny V2. We've talked, like, you haven't talked about him before, but I talked about him discussing the thumbnail for this episode. He does this exact same shit. Every other, and I get it in my recommended, and I click out it because, oh, I know this person. And then within the first like 3-4 minutes, there's an ad for a shitty mobile game. First minute and 30 seconds. Then, do you remember this YouTuber? This is how they rose to fame. Skip, skip, skip. This is where the downfall began. And then they just say nothing. They just say they started losing views, start losing subscribers, which we already know fucking happened. At least with idubbbz, he said, like, this is why you shouldn't like this person, which I don't agree with, but fine, whatever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that the formula of the content cop did kind of change after the Keemstar one, because I don't remember the Keemstar one very clearly, but I remember it mostly just making fun of specifically Keemstar and saying, like, look at this is like an embarrassing moment that he had. This was a goof that he did back in 2001 or something like that. And starting with the Leafy one, everyone going forward after that had like some kind of moral message to it, where idubbbz would insert his opinion about how you should view it, like more serious issues, like such as free speech online and how to conduct yourself. And I think that did have a pretty negative impact on the humor and stuff like that I didn't really appreciate. Because
you can't have humor and a serious message in the same fucking vein. How could
Yeah,
you?
you can.
People wouldn't get
It just
it.
has to be
Yeah,
done
you
right.
can. That's my point. I'm trying to make fun of it, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you dumb fuck.
I'm really offended. Please apologize. I'm going to make a content cop
The
on you, and I'm
downfall
going
of
to
the
include
garbage
those
mice.
clips.
2022. It all went downhill in episode 55, where Artillery called Red Sante a dumb fuck, and from that point, their relationship soured. They lost all their views. The moral of the story is: be kind to your friends, brush your teeth before going to sleep, and don't fuck kids. Thank you, and have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very inspiring.
Look, at the end of the day, they were all grifters. All of them.
Oh, yeah.
Every single person you watched in 2016 who is still popular today, who you can still remember by name, who had millions of views, was a fucking grifter. Some of them did it because it was fun, but still they did it because it made them a fuck ton of money. And I'm not a grifter. Hey, by the way, I'm your friend. You can tell me whatever you want. I will stay loyal to you forever and ever, and I will never change.
I don't know. You take money from the Patreon. I think you're a grifter.
Shut the fuck up.
You're
Keep it down.
You
Keep
are
it down.
a grifter.
Hey,
Come on.
Keep it quiet. You're saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want to just move on, or is there anything else that we can cover with this?
No, I want to talk about idubbbz for the next
Actually,
40
wait, yeah,
minutes.
we
We
could
forgot
talk
the
about-
main drama.
Yeah,
We forgot the main thing that's happened.
We've just talked about content cop. We haven't talked about anything recent. We're talking about stuff that happened like 20 years ago.
Dude, we bring up idubbbz. We write a point about idubbbz for the recent drama. And then we just talk about shit that happened 10 years ago. Dude,
Half our audience wasn't born when these content cops were released.
This is what happens when you get a guy interested in ancient history to discuss YouTubers. Like, I'm reading Epic of Gilgamesh right now. I gotta keep up with that shit. Yo, none of that woke fucking bullshit. None of those, Sumerian / Canaanite race mixers. None of that. It's just pure Uruk blood all through and through. I love it. But let's talk about the modern age, shall we? The Iliad.
Yeah, so what's currently going on with idubbbz is that he's mad. He's very, very mad because Froggy Fresh called his wife a whore when that's what she is.
Imagine we have words in the English language to describe sex workers. And his wife is a sex worker. And instead of calling her a sex worker, we call her the other word, a whore, a slut, a piece of shit who sells her own fucking body. Cucks. We call him a cuck. That's what he is. He should fucking accept that point and move on. But no, he is genuinely a simp. His wife, by the way, I just discovered this like this day while watching a random YouTube video by Turkey Tom. His wife is a Muslim.
Really?
His wife is unironically this prostitute, all tatted up.
So she's a Muslim prostitute. Oh my.
Well, is it better than a fucking Catholic prostitute? Shit. Do these words even mean anything anymore?
Apparently
She's
not.
like,
Not to some people.
Yeah, I told him how to do the fatwa or Fatiha, like read it, and I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Oh man.
What? I have a whole other point I want to make about religion and identity, but let's just push that to the side right now because I want to talk more about this fucking piece of shit. Because it disgusts me. It really, there is something primordial in me which looks at this. Something deep within the lizard brain of mine which looks at this. And despite, as a young kid, trying to rationalize it, trying to understand it, I've always looked down on these people. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'm coming at it from a different point of view. Maybe I should love these people. Maybe I should see, maybe I can reach out to them. But the problem is Ian is not a fucking man. And I'm not saying that, to be completely derogatory. I'm just saying, a lot of men nowadays are not fucking men, are not men in the regular sense of the word. They don't act like men. They don't act like people who want to provide for their families, who have proper jobs, who have self-respect, who have dignity. Ian has lost all his dignity and he's trying to overcompensate. He's lost all his dignity because his wife is a fucking sex worker. She sells her body on OnlyFans. He defends her. People make fun of him for it. And instead of getting mad because his wife is a fucking prostitute, he gets mad because people point it out. He gets mad because people point and laugh at this pathetic fucking loser who gave away his last name and took his wife's fucking last name. Who used to have all these ideas, all these opinions, all these thoughts. And, people grow. People change. I respect that. But he's not doing that. He's being a hypocrite. He's completely ignoring the fact that he did any of that. He's completely failing to acknowledge how he built himself up from that. And when he was younger, he would say, I don't care if you bully someone if they're blah, 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 as long as you can take it back. He still bullies people, though, doesn't he? He still acts like a dick to people. Except now it's politically correct or whatever. Except now it's the right people he's being a dick to. But no, he can't be a dick to him back. No, you can't call his slut wife a slut. You can't call his whore wife a whore. You can't call the cuck a cuck. You can't say any of that. You have to say he's married to a sex... You have to say sex work is respectable in this day and age. To him, he can't live with the fact that his wife is a whore. So he has to rationalize it. He has to think, no, this is completely respectable. His wife is not a fucking dying, teenage woman on the streets who has to sell her body for food. His wife is married to idubbbz, a millionaire YouTuber. What does she need the only man's money for? Tit surgery?
Yeah, apparently.
This whole shit. And let me go... Do you mind me talking for this long?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
like to monologue. Let's go on to the whole she's a Muslim thing. No, she fucking isn't. You're not a Muslim. You're not a Christian. You're not a Jew if you don't believe in Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. You're not none of those things. You're culturally a Muslim, as if that means fuck all. Islam means you believe in Islam. Shocking, right? Shocking. Dude, call the police. I just made a fucking discovery. I want to patent this shit. I want to write it in a book. To believe it, to be a Muslim is to believe in Islam. To be a Christian is to believe in Christianity. Isn't that insane? What a concept. What does Islam tell you about sex workers or any of that shit? Does it allow this? Long story. Actually, long story. It allows concubines. But that's a different thing. Your man's honor is being wasted. This is genuinely against, in any Islamic society, even pre-modern times, even pre-Wahhabism, even in, the Umayyad Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and some liberal parts of the Islamic world, this is a fucking scandal. And this is not something you would do if you believed in Islam, if you believed in God and eternal judgment, in, good deeds and bad deeds, and they weigh them down, and then you go to hell if you done more bad deeds, and you go to heaven if you've done more good deeds. They don't believe. If you believed in any of that, you wouldn't do what you're doing. If you believed in Christianity, if you believed that, Jesus, if you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in how Jesus Christ told you to believe. You don't just make up what Jesus Christ believed. You don't just think that, Jesus Christ said to love all, so that by my definition of love, I want Jesus to love me. By my warped view, I want all these good things. This is not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. You're not culturally a Christian. You don't take the Christian aesthetic, the Christian morals, and strip away the core of Christ. You don't do that. Not to any religion, not to any faith, not to any... political ideologies are a different thing, by the way. Political ideologies, you grow, you learn, you do more policies, whatever. This is what people fail to realize. They're so engrossed in their every fucking day politics. They completely fail to understand that if you believe something, this is who you are. It writes who you are. It dictates every action of your life. If you believe Jesus died on a cross, you're not going to go your day-to-day life as if you didn't. But if you just say, oh, I'm a Christian, but don't believe Jesus died on the cross, then you really know better than an atheist. You can read all the Bible you want as if you're reading a fucking Marvel comic. You know how people, look at Marvel movies, the MCU, and they just read and watch it, and they're like, "Oh, dude, this is just like Captain America. This is just like Hogwarts. This is just like Harry Potter." Some people read the Bible, the Quran, all religious texts, all faith texts like that. And in this, I found a connection to people who believe, to people who genuinely believe in something. If you call yourself a Muslim, I'll disagree on you on many things. I'll say your religion is false. I'll say your prophet, great man but a fraud. But I will love you and I will respect you a lot more than I respect most other people because you believe in something. And that is hard to come by these days. So when she goes and says on a stream, after this whole nonsense with the olive boy or whatever, the guy who trains with Sam Hyde, who as a comedian, which you should know since you are a comedian, is making fun of you because you're a funny subject, you're a funny man because you're weak and pathetic. You should appreciate. It just pisses me. I don't know, man. Am I monologuing for too long? Come on, take the fucking stage. I'll drink more from my fucking Coke or energy drink, Monster. Fuck it.
I think that we could just move on if there's nothing else here. We've been going on for like 30 minutes about this.
Hey, come on, give me your 2 cents. Wait, seriously, 30 minutes?
Yeah, 27. But yeah.
Wait. Did it go by fast? Was this a good part of the episode? Real quick.
I hope. Because we spent 30 minutes recording it. I hope it's been good.
Dude, I just thought it was in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no. It's been going.
Did you feel the 30
on a roll.
Did you feel the 30 minutes?
No, not really.
Fantastic. This is what you need when you're recording a fucking podcast. You don't need to feel every fucking labored breath. And I'm happy for that. I hope Red Dog Richard and 220p. Who else watches us? Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. These only get 2 views.
We just get 2 views. Those people, I hope you enjoyed this Artillery and Red Sante combined joint rant.
Yeah, I guess the last thing that we can say before we move on is that never mind. We really should just move on. We can talk about something more interesting.
The last thing we should say is we should move on.
Yes, please.
Yeah, way to extend the segment 5 extra seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to extend it a little bit more because I'm going to let my cat in. So give me a second here.
Red Sante's cat. How is Red Sante's sister a meme, but Red Sante's cat isn't? I don't fucking get this world. It's so unfair.
All right,
he's back.
All right, so it is currently May the 9th, but May the 5th was a very special holiday. It was Cinco de Mayo.
What is Cinco de Mayo?
It's May the 5th in Spanish.
Yeah, but why do people celebrate it?
I don't know.
Fuck. I was hoping you'd be able to answer me that. Whatever.
I really don't know.
Mexicans are good people. Fuck it. We celebrate your shit.
Yeah.
You know,
so what'd you do?
At my office, we went to a Cinco de Mayo party like after work hours. I actually almost missed it. I had to take the bus to work on my lunch break because I didn't want to miss the fucking event. But we all had drinks, we all had tequila, we had shots. It was good. We had really good food, dude. Shit, that was banger. But at my work, some of the higher ups were just talking about shit, and he's like, "Remember, this is the same guy who insulted my sangria," and then I went to take a shit for 40 minutes. He's like, this whole cultural appropriation shit and the cancel culture, we should get rid of that. I'm like, you know what? I really get that. As an Arab, I feel more flattered than offended when people just try to look at their culture because I see, you guys understand it, you guys see it, and that visibility really matters to me. Moreover, absolutely cancel culture. We should, back in the ancient days, canceling, and this is They were all talking about this. They were laughing about it. Canceling really meant something. Just look at what the Romans did to the Punics. They completely fucking eradicated them and insulted their lands. That's real cancel culture. I think we should bring that back.
Yeah, canceling in the current year is just like, oh, you lose 40 Twitter followers. Canceling back in the day was like, yeah, you're getting strung up by your neck with a millstone and cast into the sea. That was canceling back then.
Absolutely, you know, your 10-year-old cousin took the throne instead of you. You just cancel him.
Yeah, someone was about to overthrow you. You cancel them. It's easy peasy.
You overthrew someone. You just cancel them.
Yeah.
My Cinco de actually, like, after that, nobody sat around me for the rest of the celebration.
Man, you're like the meme of the guy standing in the corner at the party.
I was, and you know what? It really helped me enjoy my drinks.
And nobody here knows that I'm an expert on ancient history. They don't know.
And IT.
Oh, man. Yeah,
they always come to me. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, finish.
They always come to me for their IT questions, but never for their questions about ancient Sumeria.
Man, I wonder why no one is interested in that topic. It must be
It's
the Jews'
good,
fault.
Okay. Unironically, they slandered the Babylonians. They did my boys dirty.
Oh, people can probably
And
hear my
the
cat
Syrians.
yelling.
For
Man,
fuck's sake.
here, I'm gonna go open the door for him again. Give me a second. Alright. So for my Cinco de Mayo, what I did is I went to a bit of a celebration. And
No shit.
yeah, so what I did was I did a little bit of a cosplay. I was cosplaying on Cinco de Mayo.
no.
So
no.
I have a friend who works at a really small local pizza place. And the head chef at that place is a guy named Juan. And Juan has been working at that pizza place for 27 years. The same
Holy
spot. The same pizza place for 27 years. And he's the head chef. And he, every single day, goes to work and drinks like 10 Coronas or Modelo's and just cooks a bunch of food. And that's exactly what I did on Cinco de Mayo. I sat in my friend's kitchen and drank like 10 beers and just cooked everyone Mexican food. And it was great. It was a really fun time.
Isn't Mexican food just like Spanish food?
Yeah, it was like I made like tacos and people wanted dessert, so I found a package of like pre-made cookie dough, which like literal goy slop. It's pre-made cookie dough, as if cookie dough is hard to make. And I didn't even bother like shaping it into individual cookies. I just put the whole like brick of cookie dough in the oven. And like it's actually very important to break it up into smaller cookies, because if you
the
don't,
inside will
it
be
takes
undercooked.
a long time to cook. It took over an hour when it should only take like 5 minutes. Like, it took so long to cook this massive brick of cookie dough. And also people who bought all the ingredients to make the food, for some reason they forgot to buy shredded cheese. And so the only cheese in the house, people were putting Parmesan cheese on their tacos. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
That's dry as fuck, though.
Yeah, dude, it was nasty. Like, I'd rather just eat them with no cheese. Like, that's what I did. I was just sitting there eating, like, beef in a tortilla with no cheese.
Fucking hell, bro. Speaking of cheese, mind if I interrupt?
You're a cheese connoisseur. Tell us about cheese.
Alright. So, out of complete fucking curiosity, I went to reddit.com and typed r/cheese. Turns out
there definitely is a cheese subreddit. I wouldn't doubt that.
Pretty big community of cheese lovers. How big? 145,000 big.
Man.
And dude, the fucking posts on there are insane. people just eating a shit ton of cheese. They make me look like a fucking modest. They make me look like I'm a centrist, like I'm not a radical. Dude, you have photos there of people just eating straight blocks of cheese. like there no bread, no nothing. Just a fucking block. Dude, put this image on the screen. You know those marble cheeses you get at the fucking Safeway?
Yeah, let me see this. Oh, I've done this before. That's not that bad. Just eating that kind of cheese.
Oh my, you're one of them, aren't you? Dude, some of them...
No, dude, I am not a cheese connoisseur. Dude, I eat the fake cheese. I eat the Kraft Singles chemical cheese. I'm not a connoisseur.
Dude, they have memes about cheese. They have this, like, 4-panel comic where there's two weird people saying, cheese is life, and then one guy hands another guy a piece of, like, Swiss cheese, puts it on his face. Cheese, my son. Then he says, the cheese lives in me. And then they both scream, cheese.
Man, this is like after Moses freed the people from Egypt and they went out in the desert and they made a golden calf. This is like that, except they made the calf out of cheese.
Absolutely.
Like this is basically blasphemy here.
Dude, this is fucking scary. I feel like this is AI generated. It has to be.
Yeah, there's no way a human made this.
Dude, I can't believe this shit. There's a guy on there who posts a new cheese every single day. And he's been going for like 3,000 days. And every day is a unique cheese. On day 666, he posted Kraft Singles.
Man, that's probably... I could probably get myself, like, doxxed and swatted if I went on there and just, like, talked about how much I loved Kraft Singles. That would probably get me canceled. And I'm not talking modern day definition of canceled. That would get me thrown in a river canceled.
Look at this other meme. You don't have to look at it on screen. I'll just explain it.
Yeah, just describe it.
The 4 stages of eating cheese. Eating cheese, still eating cheese, ate too much cheese, bit more cheese. Who the fuck makes this shit?
And then for you, there's a 5th step, but I don't think that's appropriate for YouTube.
We've already gone into full detail about the diarrhea bounce back.
Oh man, just stop. Stop.
It's the diarrhea bounce back. Bounce back, baby. Oh, speaking of which, real quick plug for my boy, Matt Farley. Matt Farley is this man who makes the weirdest fucking songs ever. He has songs like Diarrhea Bounce Back. He has like 70,000 songs. Some of them.
That's a lot of music.
The Toilet Bowl Cleaners. That's one of his YouTube songs. Oh, sorry, YouTube accounts. One of his albums, Food into Poop, Drink into Pee, Push Out Your Poop, Go Poop in a Bucket, Trouser Cough,
Can you
aka
stop? Can we move on? Can we move on?
You poop in your dreams, you poop in your bed.
Can we stop? Can we move on?
Okay, one last one. Or two. Okay, 2 more. Just 2 more.
Okay.
Fingernails in my poop. And diarrhea of a wimpy kid.
Oh my.
Okay, those titles are genius, so come on. Come on.
Man.
Red Sante's just out of it. He's gone.
Yeah. You know what? I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea for the spinner of cursed dinners.
Yeah.
So I've been watching Breaking Bad recently. I've been rewatching the series from the beginning. And I watched the first couple episodes. And I saw something funny in the first... it's in the first season in like episode 2, 3. Whenever the bathtub caves in Jesse's house because they put the guy's body in there with acid.
Yeah.
Something that I probably never noticed this before because I've only ever watched Breaking Bad on like a phone screen. But when in the 2 different shots where like the first shot is like the bathtub falls down from the ceiling, second shot is just a different angle of it. The body that you see is like completely different in the 2 shots, and In the second shot, it actually kind of looks like a body. In the first shot, it just looks like a ham. Like, I don't know. it looks like a chunk of like a cow or something. Like it looks so stupid.
Yeah.
Like it looks like goy slop. That's the best way to describe it. It's like every single time you order a hamburger at McDonald's, they take a chunk out of Emilio's body and they put it in the burger. His corpse has been feeding Americans for generations.
Dude, stop. Bruh.
So yeah, for the Spinner of Cursed Dinners, that's going to be one of the things. You have to eat a chunk of the body of the chuck roast that is his body. With the hydrofluoric acid and all. Oh, man.
Alright.
Maybe we should talk about something other than gross food. We don't want to scare the hose away.
Or the diarrhea of a wimpy kid. Fuck yeah. It's a funny topic. Yeah.
You want to talk about
I want to talk about this.
Yeah, you got something to talk about.
Hey, don't spoil the subjects before I get into them, okay?
All right.
Don't let them know it's scripted. Yo, if they find out, we're done for. They'll never believe we're a podcast again.
Yeah.
All right. So it was my brother's birthday a while ago.
Okay.
Still dealing with the bullshit. So we were supposed to meet at this place. Very early in the morning. There was like a special event going on, and I really wanted him to show up. It was like a once-in-a-year event, and it just so happened to be on his birthday. I'm like, dude, you gotta come. All right. I called him early in the morning, 8 a.m. No response. I call him back again on my way to the place. Oh, sorry. 8 a.m. He actually did wake up, and he did respond to me, and he said, yeah, I'm coming. And we're supposed to meet around like 10, 11 a.m. I call him. He still doesn't respond. 11 a.m. comes. He's not here. 12 a.m. comes. He's not here. 1 p.m. comes. He finally texts me. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming. By the way, we live quite a distance apart. And it's much harder for me to transit to where he is than it is for him to just drive his car to where I am. It's his birthday, and I brought him a fuck ton of gifts. Like, I wanted him to have heirloom after heirloom from what I gave him. For example, I got this beautiful, beautiful Swiss-made automatic watch. You know what an automatic watch is?
Does it just keep itself set to the correct time? I don't know.
An automatic watch does not need a battery, does not have a battery or a quartz. It is entirely made of small gears and mechanisms. And when you move your wrist, it winds itself because there's an off-center weight somewhere in the watch on a little what do you call it? Like a crank? One of those things you do for the cars or for the screwdrivers that, allows you to turn one way but gives you resistance on the other way.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah. That thing, as you move your arm regularly in the day, because it's slightly off-center, just bounces around and charges the watch and winds up the mechanism. And if you leave it off your wrist for like 2 or 3 days and the stored energy in it is completely dead, you can just turn the crown slightly, which will just, wind the watch. And these things last for ages, especially high quality ones. Now, I bought it secondhand. I can't afford a brand new one. But I bought this brand new, like, fucking... Oh, sorry, not... What am I brand new? This watch is from the fucking 70s. I bought him, like, a Swiss brand name automatic watch. And I had the leather strap replaced with a metal strap, because I know he loved them. I bought him, like, 2 lighters. One windproof and one fancy, because I know he likes to smoke. I bought him silver. I had, like, a bunch of shit I wanted to give to him. And I had like this whole plan of like presentation. I wanted to pull out like a fucking silver bar, like not even a bar, just like a small sheet from my pocket because he really he knows I love silver. And I was about to pretend that I'm giving it to him. I had so much shit planned. and
you're
so
gonna
many events.
pretend you're giving him silver and then just give him a lighter. Like, here, I'm gonna enable your smoking habit. It's gonna kill you.
A lighter made out of silver, dude. Come on, this is 800 silver.
Ah, I see.
Gold plated as well, and enameled. Dude, this thing's beautiful. Ooh. Again, I really wanted to do... Well, to be honest, I bought this lighter for myself, but I was going to offer it to him anyway. But the caveat that it doesn't work right now. It needs a little bit of repair. And the enamel is broken. But it's still silver.
Yeah, it's still silver.
You know, it's broken, so that's not enabling his smoking habits. So, he's supposed to meet me at this place. He doesn't. He's supposed to meet me near my place. He doesn't. Then he tells me, okay, we're going to meet at this other place really close to his house. And, like, we're not going to have too much time to hang out with each other. I'm like, for fuck's sake, dude. I can't make it. And then he gets mad at me because he missed the fucking appointment. And then he blocks my fucking number.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, my brother's fucking stupid. He gets into all these fights with his fucking girlfriends. Because, you know, the fucking Tinder whores from the, you know, middle of university. And then he gets mad at me because, oh, I'm not, like, fucking... I don't know, man. Just fucking stupid guy. I love him. He's my brother. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. What can I fucking say?
Yeah.
Dude, like, we would have had such a fucking fascinating day. I had so much shit planned. He didn't even want to hang out with me the whole day, by the way. He had made this clear beforehand. Like, oh, I'm going to be busy for the rest of the day, so it's just going to be real quick. Like, for fuck's sake, dude, I'm your brother. I'm your only family in this fucking city. You gonna treat me like that, and then you're gonna get mad at me because you missed the fucking appointment?
Man.
It's fucking stupid. He's like, don't ever talk to me or you know, don't ever talk to me ever again. I'm gonna block you and your parents. I'm like, don't talk to me until my next birthday. And I'm like, no, I know it's not gonna be your next birthday. I know it's gonna be the next time you need money. That's when you fucking gonna come talk to me. You got any friends or family like that, dude? Just breaking your balls all the time for no fucking reason.
Trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. I don't really put up with that kind of thing.
Again, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
Yeah, I've had people be like that with me in the past, but you know, it's people that I can just cut off and not talk to anymore. It's never been family.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you want to move on? Unless there's more to the story, I don't know. Is there?
Let me remember. Yeah, I was. Oh shit! Yeah. There is more to the story, but it's completely unrelated. On the same day, I was hanging out with a friend, and we dropped by this place. It sells chocolates shaped like rocks.
Okay.
Like, they're actually completely shaped like pebbles. They're really convincing looking. And if they weren't so light...
Are they like wrapped in foil and that's why they look like rocks? Or are they just brown rocks?
No, so they're like... there's sugar coating on top. Painted, like painstakingly painted and even like textured to look like pebbles.
Huh. Yeah.
Dude, it looks so fucking realistic. So while me and my friend are walking around, we go to a park, and then we separate for a few minutes, and he's taking too long to come back. So I take one of the rocks, I throw him on the grass, and when he comes back, like, dude, check this rock out. He's like, yeah. And then I grab it and I fucking eat it right in front of his face. He was so terrified. Dude, he was shitless. He was like, what the fuck? I'm like, you want some?
Man, maybe that can be on the spinner.
It's just chocolate, dude.
Yeah, all of the things that are on the spinner are things that you've eaten before. It's going to be cigarettes and rocks and...
Wait. We do Russian roulette.
I mean, real Russian roulette on the spinner?
No, like 5 of the fake pebbles and one real pebble.
Man, I'm not trying to break my teeth. I've already broken a tooth before. I don't want to break another.
Hey, come on. It's for the spinner.
I don't know. Would that even be good? Like, oh, you put a rock in your mouth and you bite down, and it's not actually. It's like I guess that would be like painful for like one second.
I think you can like lick it.
I don't know. I don't think that's brutal enough.
Oh, it has to be laced with cyanide for it to be brutal enough for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, if we're gonna do Russian roulette, we got to go all the way. We gotta make it. We gotta make the rocks deadly.
You know what? That's gonna be one of the punishments. We gotta get an airsoft pistol or a BB pistol, and I gotta play Russian roulette with it.
Oh man, if you shoot yourself in the wrong spot with that thing, that's gonna be bad.
That can blind you. That can actually blind you.
No, I'm gonna rule that one out. That's not safe at all. I don't want to do that. We shouldn't be messing around with even like fake guns.
Pussy. Hey, you saw that Rusty Cage Russian roulette video. Come on, that was fun.
No, I haven't seen that.
You don't remember the one I made in a gas mask?
Oh, you mean that one? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Come on, that was fucking dope.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyway,
kind of unrelated, but I actually have seen, like, I can't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident that I have actually seen someone play Russian roulette before, and it was over Discord. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was fake. If it was over Discord, it's fake.
That's what everyone has told me. But it's like, this is a guy that I knew for quite a while. Like, I was friends with him for quite a while, and he was not the most sane person. And
Still?
I watched him put the bullet in the gun. Like, he had his webcam on Discord, and I watched him put the bullet in and spin it and pull the trigger.
So, many things. It could be like an empty bullet where, yes, there's a shell and there's a bullet, but there's no gunpowder.
There's no gun. Yeah, like, I know that there are a million ways that he could have faked it, but I'm just saying, like, knowing him, like, being his friend, I don't think he faked it.
Here's the most important part, though. You know who cheats most at speedrunning? It's the speedrunners. It's the people who know that they can get away with looking very talented. Like, they know the game inside and out. So
I don't get the comparison you're doing here.
I'm about to fucking explain it if you gave me 4 fucking more seconds.
No, you're talking about speedrunning. You got to do it fast. You got to be on the ball here.
All right, so you know how the speedrunners and how to fake the podcast. You know, the same thing can happen with your mentally unstable friend, because when he's mentally unstable, he knows exactly that he's the type of person who would play Russian roulette. So he would fake the Russian roulette, so it'd appear like the real type of person who would play Russian roulette. If you saw a sane friend doing that, you say, "Oh, he's fucking, fucking with me. He's putting a fake bullet, whatever." Blah, blah, blah. But if you say you're completely insane friend playing Russian roulette, you say, "Oh, he's completely playing Russian roulette, dude. This is fucking serious." This is like a cry for help kind of thing. You know, the whole counting thing. You know, a person's suicidal. You know what I'm saying? It's the same kind of fucking spinning. Do you like the speedrun format? Should I just speak like that for the whole fucking podcast?
I think that was a lot better. I think you need to. I think you need to drink another energy drink. Have a 4th one for the day.
Shoot you in the fucking face with something.
Oh man,
my landlord is knocking doors. He's opening his own door. Fuck it. You got anything interesting to talk about recently?
I don't know. We were going to talk about conspiracy theories, but I didn't really come with anything prepared. I kind of forgot about that.
Yesterday you said you were studying the conspiracy theories. Today you were saying you were studying the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I never did. I watched Content Cop instead.
Conspiracy theory. Is Ian a cuck? Let's look at the evidence. His wife has an OnlyFans.
Pretty convincing evidence.
Forbes fact check. Is Ian a cuck? Resolution. Mostly false.
Oh man.
His wife has an OnlyFans, but he does not sit in the cuck chair at the hotel.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could make a conspiracy theory. You know, you could theorize about a conspiracy related to OnlyFans and stuff like that. Like, are people intentionally being desensitized to love? Like, is there some benefit for the people upstairs?
Is there a group of I should stop here.
You can't be anti-Semitic like that. We've talked about this before.
Hey, who said anything about anti-Semitism? I just said he, like Michael Jackson. He.
Oh man.
What does he have to do with anti-Semitism?
You gotta cool it with these anti-Semitic remarks. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is I am Semitic.
Yeah. I mean,
unironically. Semite means descendant of Shem, who is the father of Abraham, who fathered both the Hebrew, the Akkadian, the Canaanite, the Arab people, like a lot of fucking people. Like, Semites aren't just the Jews. And not even most modern Jews are Semites. They're Ashkenazi. There's a whole fucking difference. But don't get me started, okay? I need to call it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Yeah, you're talking about these people who, would benefit from the downfall of society. It's like, you gotta cool it.
They're not benefiting at all, by the way. I think they fucked up. See what I wrote in hashtag announcements.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the total Syrian victory.
Dude, we fucking won. Little pizza box, I love you, man. Go fuck yourself. You signed up for the wrong military. Dude, we fucking did it.
Yeah, Syria won.
For 12 years, since I was 11, I was waiting for this moment. You know how fucking cathartic this is? Look, I'm gonna sound a bit like the Joker right now. I'm gonna sound like a bit of a, this person is anti-American. But let me just say this. When you come from Syria, when you come from Yemen, when you come from all these, Eastern countries, Afghanistan, seeing the dollar fall like that, seeing a dementia-ridden president leading the United States, seeing a fucking, what do you call them? She-males as fucking generals in the military, as admirals. When you see all that, the dollar falling, the Saudi Arabia is distancing itself from America, coming into Iran, the whole situation in Ukraine, I kind of feel sad for the little experiment of democracy that a bunch of European immigrants made. But I also feel kind of cathartic, a cathartic belief, a sort of, go fuck yourselves. Yeah. Right now, I feel, we might be close to a nuclear war because Israel is running out of fucking options. It's not going to have its Pentagon funding for too long. That Iron Dome is expensive, and they really fucking pissed off their neighbors. They have continued to piss off their neighbors for the past, 10 years. Just after the earthquake in Syria, they bombed a residential neighborhood in Damascus. Just after that, they bombed another residential neighborhood in Aleppo. They just keep attacking and attacking and attacking, and they think Pentagon money is infinite. Well, seeing how this, this eye doctor, this guy, this young kid with no experience in politics, rallied the Syrian people against the most extensive, most expensive fucking proxy war in history. Dude, this shit makes Vietnam look like a joke. Excuse me. But in Vietnam, you had soldiers on the field. Here you had nations. You had nations upon nations. You had all of Europe. You had France. You had Saudi Arabia. You had Qatar. You had Israel. You had the UK. You had America. You had Canada. You had all these fucking nations betting money against Bashar al-Assad. And not only did he win, not only did he win the war, but now he has reestablished connections with the Arab world, with his neighboring countries. Trade is reopening, Buck. All these embargoes mean nothing. It's done. It's finished. Biggest fucking bet they did in history. And somehow this young, inexperienced politically guy who they wanted dead for so long is walking the streets of his city safe, no bodyguards, going to the shops. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has to sit in the White House 24 hours a day, taking his dementia medications with the Secret Service all around him.
Yeah.
Who do you, dude? As an American, who, to be fair, you haven't paid taxes, so I can't blame you for any of this. What do you think? What do you think when you see all this?
Oh man, that's a very loaded question. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know a whole lot about the Syria thing. I just know that Syria, they had their victory recently. And yeah, I wish
we've been winning, brother. We've been winning for years.
Yeah, I know that you've been taking the W's, and yeah, I wish that America would just leave a lot of those countries alone. That would be nice.
Dude, everybody's around you tax money. It's not going to better roads. It's not going for clean water in Flint, Michigan, or whatever the next rallying point is. It's not going to Ohio, to Palestine, Ohio, where the chemical spill happened. It's going to Ukraine. And it's going to terror groups in Syria who are killing Christians, who are killing Islamic minorities, so they can establish an ethno-state that will benefit the state of Israel. It's not even going to Israel anymore. It's going to the Islamic terrorists who they tell you should be scared about for Israel.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And you know what? At least, how does it feel that that's over?
I mean, if it is, then yeah, guess that's good.
And this one's for the... Dude, there's this one edit of Bashar al-Assad that I keep fucking rewatching over and over again after we won this shit. It's just... My parents can afford, meat now. My parents can cook a steak now. I'm kind of happy about that, dude.
No, that's good. I probably should have looked more into this. Like, I didn't know. I kind of live in a bubble where these things just kind of.
Dude, best thing you can do is just live in the forest. Best thing you can do, just live in the forest, live in some fucking far away from the urban cities, because the center of degeneracy is all these fucking urban areas.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Have you seen? Dude, you should leave California. Have you seen?
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about that article. Okay, hold on, let me pull that up. So I'm just going to go off the headline here. California panel approves reparations proposal of up to $1.2 million each for black residents. So it's just been approved. The request, the proposal has been approved. It hasn't actually been passed, but it's making its way up the ladder. 1.2 million each. And that's still somehow not enough for the black people. They are demanding $200 million each. Each black person, $200 million.
With the whole inflation thing going on, you really can't. I can't even say this as
$200
a joke.
million. That's like enough to get you a Happy Meal and not much more in today's economy.
Fuck me.
But yeah, like if I'm being serious, 1.2 million in California is not a lot. Like as sad as that is to say,
yourself.
1.2 million in California.
Fuck yourself, dude.
Like
here I am.
You live in like an average home. If your net worth is 1.2 million in California, you're pretty average.
Dude, I'm not in California. I'm a fucking Syrian immigrant.
Yeah. No. I don't think they care about equality at all if they're asking for reparations from me. I think I have mentioned this before, but it was like a year ago or something like that. But my family has records to prove that no one that I'm related to ever owned a slave. So it's like those are the two stereotypes about white people, is that we're rich and we're rich because we owned slaves. It's like first.
Well, do you know who owned the majority of the slaves?
Well, yeah, it was like rich people.
But what kind of rich people? What ethnicity of rich people?
Stop it with the anti-Semitic
this is
remarks.
A historic fact. This is like 70% of owners were 2% of the population.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I
Which
can
spoke
prove
Yiddish.
I can prove with records that no one that I'm related to ever owned a slave. And also, like, the other stereotype, like, every white person's rich. Everyone that I'm related to ever was dirt poor, completely poor, grew up in the middle of the Midwest, and was impoverished from the time they were born until the day that they died.
Dude, but how about the Italians? How did they become so rich? I'm saying this as a joke because Italians were also historically oppressed because they were Catholics.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my question. Do I have to pay reparations if I can prove this? Because I can.
Well, you're white, so no, yeah, you do.
Oh man.
Don't you know? All white people, as a majority, because they're a collective, they're like a biomass. They all benefited from slavery of these poor individual freedom fighter black folks, all these rowdy teens, including Michael Neely, George Neely, Ted Neely. The fuck was his name?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't.
The Michael Jackson impersonator.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Dude, you don't fucking go dude. Keep up with the news. You run a podcast. We're two average men running a podcast. We should keep up with this shit. All right. So George Neely, I think that's his name. I don't fucking know anymore.
Does anyone care who this is? Or
it's the homeless guy who got choked on a train.
I have no idea who this is.
You really don't, dude. Okay. Jordan Neely. Here we go. Jordan Neely. So let me tell you the story real quick. You've used public transit before in a big city, haven't you?
Yeah.
How many fucking insane people do you see there?
Quite a lot.
Completely doped up drug addicts, people screaming, yelling, maybe even punching, spitting, doing all sorts of crazy shit.
I've used public transit in LA before, and that was awful. That was so bad.
So this guy in New York City who 12 years ago used to be a Michael Jackson impersonator, and there's even a Reddit post from 10 years ago in the New York City subreddit saying, "Stay away from the Michael Jackson impersonator. I don't know what happened to him. He's gone crazy." He went into a train after 10 years where he has had 40 arrests, many of them for violent offenses, attempting to kidnap, 2 7-year-olds, I believe, and just a lot of crazy shit. Eventually, he got killed. Eventually, he was trying to fight someone, or he was trying to start some shit, or he was acting unpredictably, and a Marine, maybe a little pizza box, put him in a chokehold for apparently a little too long, and then he died.
Man.
And the media are saying, "Oh, this Michael Jackson impersonator died because he was black." Meanwhile, everybody who uses public transit in the past fucking, ever knows that public transit has been completely ruined for regular, everyday fucking people like you and I, because there's crazy people allowed on the subway now who punch, kick, threaten people, stab people for no fucking reason if you look at them wrong. And the media is on his side because he's such a poor black boy who a white man choked him. He was just a peaceful Michael Jackson impersonator with 40 arrests, with 40 warrants for his arrests, an active warrant for his arrest at the time for, I believe, aggravated assault.
Man.
But they keep letting him out. And what happened when they let him out one too many times? He got killed. Go figure.
Man. Oh, yeah, I got to get out of California soon. That's going to happen someday.
Peace. All I'm saying. Hey, come to Vancouver. It's only more liberal.
I'm saying I'm going to the Midwest. That's where my heart lies.
We are legalizing all drugs. All of them.
I think that happened in Oregon. I think it was Oregon that did that, or maybe it was
Seattle,
Washington. Yeah, or actually, I don't even think it was a whole state. I think it was just a city. It was either Portland or Seattle.
Yeah, apparently it's like absolutely fucking shit there. Like absolute fucking garbage. Chicago, by the way, is a no-go zone. Nobody goes to Chicago anymore. Businesses are flying out, even Walmart.
Man. Yeah, I had a friend who was like really excited when that got announced in 2020 that all the drugs were being legalized there. They were like, "Oh, this is so progressive. This is so good for society." And now that city has just been completely decimated.
Go figure.
It's like that's why I'm fine with drugs being illegal, even though I am a somewhat of a libertarian, you know, in some ways, kind of. I would much prefer that drugs be illegal because when you make them legal, it has a drastically negative effect on the people who don't use them. Like the people who just want to exist in a society where these things don't affect them and their kids are affected the most.
Dude, sometimes we're walking some parts of downtown. I feel more terrified than if I was in Syria. Because in Syria, I know most people I look at, most people I see on the streets, are perfectly reasonable people. You know what? Some of them might be insane. Some of them might try to start a fight over nothing. But you know what you can do? You can de-escalate. You can talk to them. You can even, take the L. Take the little bit of insults. Take the little bit of screaming. Here, you don't know when some random fucker will just fucking stab you because, I don't know, because a fucking snail told him to. The voices said that you were here to kill me, that you were a federal agent. Like, imagine schizophrenia, but 10 times worse. Fuck.
Yeah, and that I know that the argument that I've heard from a couple of my friends who are for the legalization of pretty much everything, their argument is that people are going to do it anyway, so you might as well make it safer for them.
No, they're not going to do it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Like, a lot of people will actually stop. And why do I care? Why do I care about them when they're making my life worse in that way? Like I'm supposed to sacrifice my quality and my standard of living so that they can do what they're doing, but safer.
Safer for them, not for you.
Yeah.
What was it? It was Metal Gear Solid 2. It was like, people will care more about the criminal than their victims.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That game is timeless.
All right. Well, you want to wrap up soon here?
All right. Let's see what other topics we had. No, I got some energy in me. I got some, some days left. Yeah. So no conspiracy theory talk. Conspiracy theory, real quick one. John McAfee was killed by the feds. Proof for that, he said he didn't want to kill himself. Everybody who knew him said he didn't want to kill himself. And some real funky shit started happening after he died. That's about it. News articles. Dude.
Yeah, we talked about the one news article.
Oh, yeah. There's another one, though, about, like, the fucking trans whistleblower or whatnot.
Yeah, who cares? We can talk about it next week.
I care. Like, look, I'll be honest. Even with all these fucking drug addicts, even with all these junkies, I feel bad for them. Like, I genuinely get where some people go about caring about them. But at the same time, you know who else I also care about? Everybody else. Everybody else in my city. Every father who I don't want to get stabbed by some junkie at a 7-Eleven or fucking Starbucks. Because that's happened in my fucking city. Every mother who gets randomly stabbed by some dude in front of their, like, infant child and killed. I care for those people a lot as well. And that's why I want junkies off the street. It's either or. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And one last thing, I wanted to talk about our questions channel. Our questions channel at this point is just straight up a chat.
We were talking before the show, like, should we take a look at the questions channel and see if there's anything there? And no, there's not anything there. And even when there were questions there, they were bad. Like I kind of understand. I'm starting to understand Rusty Cage and the Trash Rats, why they didn't ever answer their Patreon questions. The questions are bad. They never lead to anything good on the show.
Dude, the fact that it has turned to a shitposting in regular chat with a 6-hour delay before you can type anything is hilarious in my books.
Yeah, I don't remember any good segments on the Trash Rats that came about as a result of a question. Except the one time I asked a question and it resulted in a good segment.
I asked Rusty Cage whether he was remake I Wish I Had a Wish because it was in terrible audio quality, and he was like, "No, the audio quality is intended."
Cope.
Cope.
Yeah, I remember I asked, like, what are your most unpopular opinions or what are your hottest takes or something like that. And there's a 20-minute long clip on the Clips channel where they answer that.
Yo, that's based.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I made my mark. I'm in the archive.
Yeah. So, dude, you know what was a good questions channel? You know what was good? Really fucking good. I'm reminiscing about the old times. But the poem I wrote Rusty Cage and he read it. Dude, remember that shit? That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, we used to pray to Rusty Cage at the end of every episode.
My personal hero, Rusty Cage.
Oh, fuck, man.
Please notice me. Please notice me, Rusty Cage.
Man. Someday, I'm gonna go to Florida. I'm gonna go to Gainesville. Gonna check out the local bars in the in the evenings. And one day I'm gonna see this this weird fucking funky looking guy. Gonna go up to him and gonna tell him, "You're a fucking cuck. Sincerely, Artillery." And I'm just gonna walk away.
And then
Find out where he lives.
I'm
and
gonna film you. I'm gonna hold the camera, and you're gonna put your arm around him and do a thumbs up and yell, "Say nit." The episode should end there.
No, I should say, say cuck.
Oh man.
Someday I'll do that to Ian. Someday I'll find idubbbz. I'll be in some random YouTuber, con or whatever. He's gonna be there. Mr. Beast is gonna be there, doing some philanthropic shit, and maybe Chris will be there. Maybe by then he'll be long departed. But
yeah,
Ian will be there.
Ian and Tana, they'll both be there.
I'm gonna wrap my arm around him. I'm gonna say cuckold say whore.
I was gonna mention, I completely forgot to say that I actually have met Tana before at a convention. So
How was she?
I have personal experience talking to her. She was weird. Like I think she was literally high on like 10 different things.
Dude, speaking of high on 10 different things, have you seen the guy high on 40 days worth of caffeine?
Oh, is that you?
No, there was a YouTube video.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the guy that took 4 grams of caffeine and then went to the gym.
Yeah. No. Another guy. Long story.
There's 2? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I think we should just end this here. I'm getting kind of tired.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Take care, y'all. Peace.
Yep. And remember to say